Hello, I wanted to show you my dollhouse in a little suitcase. I picked up this suitcase at the thrift store and it was just so cute for just $2. And I wanted to stick with these soft muted greens and pinks, so I recovered the inside, which was rather garish peach. Coral maybe? Yeah, I didn't care for it. Anyway, so then I covered the walls, searched high and low for a wallpaper that would be kind of subdued and not be too distracting from the vintage bits of furniture that I have. They're all a cream, so I made a little dresser, a poor representation, but it's a little dresser in the same color tone. And then I hung things on the wall, gave it people and pets, did floors in it with bits of mat board braced with some balsa wood. See that? And I had to make a toilet out of bits and pieces, wood and a stopper of some sort, a lid, and made a sink, buttons and beads, and then I had this vintage tub. So I wanted to stay with this same scale. Hung some little lights. They don't work or anything, but I think that they're very cute. And they're mostly just beads and buttons. And cut out some pictures. Even cut out pictures of bows that I had from 80s magazines. And the living room. Made a little globe from a Hobby Lobby bead and some other bead ends and things. I have an old brooch and used that for that medallion on the ceiling. And these little chairs were place setting chairs. They had a little spiral thing at the top to put a name card. And I just took that out and repainted them. Had a little bead kitty. And I have the kitty here. That's from Michael's in the fairy garden section. And then I got my kitchen. Now really, there's a little clock on a, it's just a clock face. I printed off and put on a button. There's the 80s plaque that had the ribbons, but I didn't want the ribbons with that. And then I found some little dolls that were about the right scale. And I have two dogs. This one I think is bronze. It's very heavy. And I painted him. This is also from Michael's fairy garden section. And I put buttons for my little bowls, and little soup spoons soup spoons are actually off of some silk flower arrangement. I don't know, it's just little things sticking out, green things. But this stove and sink were what started this whole journey. I had ordered them on eBay thinking they were a certain size and they were way too small. So I had to make a fridge to go with it. Hubby cut me a block of wood and I just painted it. Let's see if she's going to stand. And then found a piece of a plastic toy dollhouse at the thrift store. They sold it to me for $1, and it had this fireplace in it, so I painted it to kind of have the same tonal quality. So this is a piece of wood and a button base. So I just use odds and ends and make what I need to. Thrift what I can. A little mattress and use some scrap fabric to make a bedspread. Upholstery samples were cut up to make the rugs. So between thrifting and making and buying on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, I get my miniatures. Now these are beads for the lighting fixture. This little circle I think was from an antique shop or a thrift store. Just put a little pseudo mirror. It's not even a real mirror. This mirror I've had since, oh goodness, it was in my 20s. Since I'm in my 60s, that's a while. Now these are Temu frames with Temu nail art stickers in it. And then I made this, again, beads, and this wire came off of that old brooch. It was all bent. And I used a bead cap and made a little lamp. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tour. I really enjoyed making this one. Coming up with all sorts of odds and ends. A lot of the pictures are just from old magazines, and I'd cut them out years ago and saved them. Some of them, like this one here, I found the image online and printed it off for another house and then didn't use it. I printed this one off. Like this was from an ad. And this one was from an ad of an ad. Both look vintage. Anyway. Another one that was just off the internet. This one was an advertisement. I think Swiss Miss coffee. Anyway, it's just a little corner of the tin. It's a picture. I added some logs. Used some printable, free printable wood flooring to put over the mat board. I just painted things. Here's my tiny bottles I made out of beads. This was a bit of wire off of something and some little nail art dots. Probably also Temu. That scrap of metal came from something. I can't even remember what. Anyway, I just thought this was adorable. Got this from, I think, a marketplace purchase. And I just thought, I love all the tan colors. This was bright yellow and I painted it tan to kind of match. I wanted to choose a wallpaper and a setting that would really let those antique, vintage dollhouse miniatures really kind of pop. I wanted them to be the center of attention. Anyway, I think it turned out cute. I'm going to set it on a shelf and enjoy it, add it to my collection. Anyway, thanks for coming for the tour. Have a great day. Bye-bye.